guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be showing you how I got this very natural everyday makeup look. This is like my go-to makeup look for work or just everyday errands. So if you want to see how I got this look and the products I used, then just keep on watching. Okay guys, so I thought it would be fun to show you guys my ideal everyday makeup. Actually, this is makeup that I would wear to work, to school, if I was going to school. It is a very basic, not a full glam look, but there is eyeshadow involved and I will be using one of my all-time favorite palettes. So anyway, I figured I would just show you guys what my everyday makeup would consist of. There are definitely days when I don't even do this much. A lot of times I literally will just do concealer, eyeliner, mascara, and a little bit of powder, and that's it. But this is more of like a if I'm trying to look good kind of look. But it's still very, very simple, and when I'm not filming, I can do it very quickly. So let's just jump right on into it. I'm gonna first prime the skin. I do prime no matter what, even if I was doing just like a quick, you know, makeup look. Or this is quick, but I mean, even if I was just doing like concealer, I would still prime my skin. So the first primer I'm using, I use two usually all the time. They do different things. So the first one I'm using is the Smashbox Primerizer. This is not my favorite hydrating primer. I'm just trying to use it all up. It's a little bit too liquidy for my preference. The Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base is my all-time favorite moisturizing primer. But then my second primer is, it's basically I will just use some kind of pore filling primer. A lot of times that would be the Tatcha Silk Canvas primer, but in this case I decided just to pick up the Fenty Beauty, it's a mini, the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r primer. So I'll just put that just in the T-zone area, basically where pores are a problem for me. And I know it may seem excessive to have two different primers, but they do different things, like I said, so, you know, it is what it is. So I am opening up my new Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. I've actually had this for a while. My sister got it for me for my birthday like over a year ago, but I was using up some of my other concealers, and now that I'm almost completely out of my Jeffree Star one, I decided I would open this up. I didn't open it before because I didn't want it to go bad, so I have to like twist it a ton to get product out. That's the only thing I don't really like about these kinds of packaging, like the twisty, is because it feels like you're twisting forever and ever before you actually get any product out. And I don't love this applicator. This is an amazing concealer. I just wish it was like a wand, not a puffball. Oh, finally I'm starting to get some product. So basically for my everyday quick makeup, I don't do foundation. This is like the lightest type of foundation that I have. This is the Urban Decay Naked One and Done, but even this is still just a little bit too involved for the morning. Like I wake up usually at the last possible minute so that I have time to do a quick face and then eat or something. So doing a foundation and dealing with setting it and all that is just, I just don't do it in the morning. So what I will do, because as you see I do have problem areas for sure, I will just take concealer, spot conceal, blend it out, and use a powder foundation, and I'm good to go. So some of the product is finally starting to come out. So I will usually put, and I use a concealer that is like my skin tone. Pretty much all the concealers I use, they're my skin tone. I don't really do the whole brightening thing under the eye or in the center of the face. I don't know why, I just don't do that. So I will just cover any problem areas. And I know this seems like a lot of concealer and it's like, why not just use a foundation? But I feel like concealers just do a better job at concealing and covering than a foundation does. So that's why I never usually will skip concealer. I will always do concealer. So that's why I feel like this is it's easier to just forego foundation and just do concealer. And concealer is almost, it's like foundation almost, you know, it covers, evens the skin tone, and I don't know. And I don't mind if I have some of my imperfections peeking through, like on an everyday basis, because let's be real, we all know when we're out and about, like, people don't have 100% perfect skin. So I don't mind having a little bit of my skin peek through, even with like foundations. If you guys have watched any of my other videos where I actually do my foundation on camera, I mention pretty much every time that I don't mind having a little bit of my real skin show through. I feel like it looks way better, at least on my skin in particular. I cannot do full coverage, like full coverage foundations. They just don't look good on me, and I've accepted that fact. So, you know, they just, like I said, they just don't look good on me, so I don't use those. I like when my skin, like when you can still see some of my freckles and some of my blemishes or whatever. Yeah, it would be nice to not be able to see them at all, but, you know, I'd rather the skin makeup look good than get rid of everything 100% and look cakey. So this is first layer with just foundation. As you can see, I don't know how well you'll be able to tell because of the light. Let me try to turn it down a little bit. There we go. As you can see, like, you can still see redness, you can still see a lot. My under eyes do look a little bit better. You can still see a little bit, like I said. So a lot of times what I'll do is I will just maybe go touch up, like these were pretty red, so I'll just add a little bit more to those spots. Other than that though, I'm pretty happy with the level of coverage elsewhere. So I'll usually, when I'm trying to like really cover redness, I'm going to go and tap super lightly with the Beauty Blender, because I feel like you gotta use light motions when you're trying to cover. And the key is to almost like blend around those spots. Like, you want to have product on top of it, but then you want to try to blend around it rather than just blending out the whole thing. So that is it. That's all I'm going to do for concealer. I think this is fine for an everyday makeup look. I mean, if I was going out at night, I would probably want more coverage than this. I would probably throw this on, or my NARS Natural Radiant Foundation. I would do something else. I am actually in the market for a tinted moisturizer, like something a little bit lighter than this. I do want to pick up the Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer, the natural one. It's like the newer version of her tinted moisturizer. Not new now, but it's newer than her other one. If you guys have tried that, let me know what you think of it. I think I'm going to pick it up this weekend. When I'm filming this, it's Tuesday in the week. I don't know when exactly this is going to go up, but I will be going to the mall with my friend. We're going to go to like a nice big mall, and I think I'm going to probably pick up the tinted moisturizer and maybe a new concealer as well, just to try them out. I really am trying to get like a good hydrating foundation-y type product. Obviously a tinted moisturizer is not a foundation, but I want something that's going to add some, like, a lot of hydration to the skin. Even though I'm oily, I feel like I do struggle with dryness in my skin as well. Anyway, enough rambling about that. If you guys have tried that tinted moisturizer, let me know what you think of it, or if you have other recommendations that I could check out. I have tried the NARS tinted moisturizer, the YSL All-in-One Glow, which I do like the YSL All-in-One Glow. However, there's such a strong fragrance in it. That's what bothers me about it. And then obviously I've tried the Urban Decay Naked One and Done. To me, this is heavier than a tinted moisturizer. So that's why I want to pick up the Laura Mercier one, and I just want to try it out. Anyway, next I will go in with my Giorgio Armani powder foundation. This is the Luminous Silk Powder Foundation. I absolutely love this. I've actually, like, I can see a dent forming in this because I use it almost every single day. Even if I don't do concealer, a lot of times I will just brush this over the skin just to create a little bit create some evenness in my skin tone. It is not, you know, it's called a powder foundation, but to me, it doesn't really provide a lot of coverage. I mean, I don't know. It does a little bit. It does more than like a tint or a translucent powder, but I absolutely love this powder. I really do. It just does help to set the concealer in place, and also does add a tiny bit of coverage. I use the shade 2, which I believe obviously would probably be the second lightest one. It's pretty light. Let me show you. As you can see, it's pretty light. So this is the skin. I'm keeping my lights down lower so you can actually see like what my skin really looks like. I think it looks good. I mean, in person, like, I actually like the way this looks. You know, sometimes when you do like a full face of foundation, you do the full beat, sometimes it doesn't look that great in person, in my opinion, at least on my skin. So I can actually 100% say I'm happy with how my skin looks right now because there's not a lot of product there. You know, I feel like less is better for an everyday look. Then a lot of times I will go in, if I'm doing more than just my minimal, like I have to just get out the door makeup, I will go in with a bronzer because I feel like I am so pale, I need to have a little bit of color in my skin. So this is the Marc Jacobs Omega Bronzer in Tastic. I hadn't used this for a long time and then I picked it up recently and now I just can't stop using it. I really do like it. So I'll just take a fluffy brush and just really bronze the skin. I'm not contouring, I'm just bronzing. I feel like that looks so harsh on camera, but in person it doesn't. Alright, that looks so dark in person, but I mean, it looks so dark on camera, but in person it literally barely looks like anything. I wonder if I turn the lights up. Actually, if I turn the lights way down, you can see it does look a little bit more like a nice tone, you know? Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that you can actually like see, like this is not, what you're seeing on camera is not true. Like this is not as dark. It looks nice. Like it looks just like a nice little wash of color. Alright, and that is it for the face, like for the actual face makeup. I won't do anything else. This is enough for me, and I know it looks crazy on camera, but I'm telling you in person it looks fine. I really like the way the skin is looking. So I will, since, you know, again, this is supposed to be quick makeup, I'm just going to take some of my concealer. I would have normally just done that when I was doing my concealer step, but I forgot about it. So I'm just gonna add some concealer to the lid just to correct any of my like vein colors out and just create like that even canvas. Alright, so that is literally it for the eyes. Well, not it for the eyes, but I'll just conceal. And let me try to zoom in a little bit so you can see the eyes better. I know my setup honestly is not that good. So I'm going to be using, like, this is probably my all-time favorite palette. Don't ask me why, because I have so many neutral palettes that I do love, but for some reason this one just does something to me. This is the Dominique Cosmetics Latte palette. I don't think I have ever featured this one on my channel yet, but I have been dying to do a video. As you can see, it's very dirty. White packaging, but I use this a lot. I could see this palette honestly being one that I do hit pan in eventually. Lately I have been trying to force myself to use some other palettes just to keep the rotation going, but there was a while that this was all I was using. I wasn't using anything else. So this is what the colors look like. It is gorgeous. I really don't ever use these two colors, and I rarely use this one. I don't even know if I ever have. Actually, yeah, it doesn't even look like I've used like these three. These though are like my perfect everyday shades. I am dying to get my hands on the Latte 2. I am super tempted to pick that up this weekend as well. Even though I am on like a low buy, I love this palette so much, and I feel like the Latte 2 is an amazing complement for this palette. So anyway, I'm going to set down the concealer. I will set it with the shade Vanilla Creme in this palette, which is this. It's like a yellowy tone almost, like a banana shade, but it does a great job at setting down my concealer, and it doesn't really look yellowish when you apply it to the lid. It's a great just base color. Now again, this is supposed to be quick, fast makeup. And like I said, when I'm not filming, I can do this quickly. It's not like it takes me that long. So I'll just take a fluffy brush and I will go in with the shade Caramel, which is this guy right here. And I'm just gonna really just buff this all over the crease area. Alright, and since I already have done my face makeup, and this is the order in which I would do it if I was getting ready, I'm just going to take a pencil brush and take that same caramel shade and just buff that into the lower lash line. Honestly, precision is not a big deal here. I feel like these colors you can't really mess up, I guess you could say. I'm really trying to get better with the autofocus. I think the problem in some of my past videos have been like if my mirror gets in the shot, it really throws off the camera. And I get super frustrated because obviously I'm looking down when I'm filming these clips, and then I go back to edit and I find that some of them were out of focus. So bear with me while I just learn. You know, it's a learning curve. I'm trying to just get better. And if you catch me looking up a little bit, it's because I'm looking at my viewfinder to make sure that it is in focus. Alright, so that is it for the crease. It's just such a pretty color. It blends so easily. I absolutely love this palette. Like, I can't even explain it to you. I literally bought this for my boyfriend's sister because I love it so much. I want literally everyone I know to have this palette. I just love it. So then what I'll do is I'm just going to take one of these shimmer shades. A lot of times I will go between, for an everyday look, I'll go between these two. Like this one is more for if I'm going for like a nighttime look. So I'm probably going to go in with this one today just because, I don't know, looks good. Just going to go in with my finger. It's super, super soft, and just put that all over the lid. It is so pretty. I don't know, there's something about these shades that these metallics I really love. They're so good. So soft. They do apply nicely with a brush too, which normally I prefer my metallics with my finger. I'm only using my finger now because this is like I do that most of the time. These do apply nicely with a brush though, and for like speed, your finger is easier. You're not digging around for a brush. You just put some on your finger. It's a tool you already have without having to do anything. So you could very easily now just leave the eyeshadow here. 2 shades, well 3 if you count the setting shade, but you could use any kind of translucent or like bone color powder or eyeshadow for that. So really this is just 2 shades on the eye, and I think this looks good. I think I look like I have something going on. Now, if you wanted to, and if you had the time, or if you could very easily deepen this with either mocha or hazelnut. You could deepen this look. A lot of times I will deepen with this one, which is mocha. I'm kind of wanting to just leave this eye look right here, just because this is like, to me this is more everyday, like office friendly, I guess. Although you really could deepen it up and it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but I'm gonna leave it here. This is supposed to be a quick and easy look. So that is literally it for the eyeshadow. Now I will add some eyeliner and mascara, and that's it. And then we'll do the lip. A lot of times I don't do a lip. I will just put on like lip balm or usually just lip balm. I really don't wear lipstick too much, but I did get a new one recently, so I want to just try it out on camera. But a lot of times I will just leave my lips like this. I have the Laneige. It's like the Laneige lip balm. It's basically like the sleeping mask, but in like a squeezy tube, and it's meant for daytime. So that gives the lips a little bit of a shine, and I will use that. But I'm just gonna add some eyeliner and mascara, and then we will do the lip. For me personally, honestly, eyeliner is one of those things that is like a non-negotiable. If I literally have no time at all, I can just throw this in my bag and put this on when I get to work, and it just brings me to life a little bit more. Now I'll just add my mascara. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black. I do not like this one as much as I like the one in the pink tube, honestly. But I'm just gonna use this because I have it, I don't wanna waste it. Okay, I don't know if it's just me, but I struggle so much with my lower lashes. I feel like they never do what I need them to do. But this is the eyes. This is what the finished eyes look like. Yes, I could have done a brow bone shade. I could have filled in my brows. I didn't, because honestly, as you see, my brows are pretty dark and they are not very sparse. So I don't always feel the need to do brows, honestly. But I feel like the eyes, I didn't do an inner corner highlight either. When I'm doing a quick makeup look, I don't do brow bone highlight, inner corner highlight. At that point, I might as well just do like a full-blown smoky eye, you know? I don't know. Sometimes I'll just pop in like a little bit of this shade in the inner corner, which I guess I'll just show you for the sake of showing you what that looks like. So there. Alright, that does look a little bit better. Okay, fine. 3 shades, that's all you need to do this look. And you just pop in a little bit of the inner corner highlight, and it really does actually open up the eyes more. But honestly, I was fine without it, and a lot of times I will just forget that step because, you know, when you're rushing around in the morning or you're low on time, you're not really thinking of all these little things. So a lot of times I will just do the 2 shades and be done with it. And I think this looks so pretty, and I look refreshed and awake. I feel like you know, I mean, I am awake, like it's late in the evening when I'm filming this, but even in the morning, I feel like this just wakes me up and I feel like it looks so pretty. It's amazing how just like 2 shades of eyeshadow and some concealer can really just make you feel way more alive and way more put together. This really wouldn't have taken me long. I could probably do this whole thing in like 10 to 15 minutes, probably like 10 if I wasn't talking to a camera, but yeah. So anyway, let's try out the lips since we got it. Now, I actually heard I don't know if you guys have ever seen the McKnight twins here on YouTube. They were raving about this lipstick, and they have talked about it in many of their videos. And I was getting nervous that I wasn't going to be able to find it because it is sold out like everywhere. But I thought to check Macy's because they sell Too Faced. That's who this lipstick is from that I'm about to show you. And sure enough, they had it. It took forever for it to like get, because I didn't want to pay the shipping. This lipstick would have cost me like 40 bucks if I had to pay for the shipping. So I did the free ship to store, and it literally took like 2 weeks, but I did get it. I got the Too Faced Melted Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Child Star. They rave about this, and they usually pair it, they said, with the Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude Lip Liner, which I do want to get, but I don't have it. So I'm just going to go in with my nude lip liner, which is MAC Stripdown. So I will just line my lips, and then we will go ahead and put this over top. It's a really pretty pinky nude. I had swatched it in store, even though it was sold out like everywhere in person. I had swatched it in a Sephora, and it is definitely more of a pinky nude. At least that's what it seemed. So this is a darker nude lip liner, so I'm curious as to how the two will pair, but let's just give it a try. I have never actually tried the Too Faced liquid lipstick formula, so I'm curious to see how I like it. I don't know how I feel about it at the moment. I don't know, I'll have to play around with this shade and see how I like it, but it is what it is for now. They rave about it. They say it's like their favorite. The two of them both love it. So, you know, I mean, I don't hate it. It looks fine. It also could just be the application. Alright, so this is the finished everyday makeup look. Like I said, normally I don't wear a liquid lipstick, but for the purpose of the video, just to like try this out. And a lot of people do wear lipstick every day, and it is something I would like to do more. I just drink so much water throughout the day that honestly, my lipsticks wear off so fast. That's kind of why I don't wear lipstick more often, but I do want to start using some of my lipsticks more because I have a huge collection, and I will be showing you guys my lipstick collection very soon. It may actually come before this video, not sure, but anyway, so I do want to start wearing my lipsticks more, and I think this is a pretty nude color to go with a very wearable everyday look. Alright guys, so that is it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed this quick and easy everyday natural makeup look featuring the Dominique Cosmetics Latte palette. I really do love this palette, as I said earlier in the video. It is probably one of my top 5 palettes, even maybe top 3. I don't know, maybe I should do a video ranking my top palettes. That's a really hard thing to do, but I know that this is definitely a love for me. If you can get your hands, if you want to pick it up or you're interested in it, I highly recommend it. So anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe before you go so you don't miss any future videos. And let me know in the comments below, what is your everyday quick makeup routine like? Do you do this much? Do you do less? Do you do nothing? I'm curious to know what you guys do. So anyway, thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next one. Bye.